the day my entire school voted me the ugliest girl in class, I smiled. Not because it was funny, not because it didn't hurt, but because I didn't want anyone to see me cry. Looking back now, that smile was probably the saddest thing about the whole situation, because behind that smile, I was falling apart. My name is Runo, and this is the story of how one cruel joke almost destroyed me, and how it ended up teaching everyone, including me, a lesson we'll never forget. Before all of this happened, I spent most of my free time volunteering at a youth center. There was a little girl there named Emma. Emma reminded me a lot of myself. She struggled with confidence. She struggled with feeling like she belonged. And every week she'd come to me with a new reason why she thought she wasn't good enough. One day she'd say she was too shy. The next day, she'd say she wasn't pretty enough, and every time, I'd tell her the same thing. Your worth isn't decided by what other people think of you. People don't get to define who you are. You're special whether you believe it or not. She always smiled after that, and honestly, helping her made me feel stronger too, because if I could help someone else see their value, maybe I could learn to believe it myself. What Emma didn't know was that I wasn't exactly confident either. I wasn't the prettiest girl at school, at least not according to social media standards. I wasn't popular. I wasn't an influencer. I wasn't one of those girls everyone stopped and stared at in the hallway. I was just me, and most days that felt okay. Until one morning, the morning everything changed. Our homeroom class was doing one of those silly school polls, most likely to become famous, most likely to be successful, fun categories. At first everyone was laughing and enjoying themselves. Then one student had an idea. What about ugliest girl? The room exploded with laughter. Some students looked uncomfortable. Others thought it was hilarious. I didn't think much of it. After all, who would actually vote for something that cruel? I was wrong. Very wrong. A few minutes later, the results came in, and my name was at the top. Runo, ugliest girl in school. The entire room laughed. People took pictures, people recorded videos, people made jokes, and suddenly, I wasn't a person anymore. I was entertainment. Crying. I remember hearing the laughter, but somehow it sounded distant, like I was underwater. My chest felt tight. My hands started shaking. I wanted to disappear. I wanted the floor to open up and swallow me. Instead, I smiled, because crying would have made it worse. Or at least that's what I told myself. By lunchtime, the entire school knew. By the end of the day, the entire internet knew. Screenshots spread everywhere. Memes, comments, jokes. People who had never spoken to me suddenly had opinions about my face. It felt like the whole world was laughing. And the worst part? I started believing them. Maybe I really was ugly. Maybe I really wasn't worth much. Maybe everyone had been thinking it all along. That night, Emma called me. She was crying. At first, I thought she was upset about something at home. Then she asked me a question. Runo, are you okay? The moment she asked, I broke. Because for the first time all day, someone cared more about me than the joke. Someone saw a person instead of a meme. And suddenly I couldn't stop